Now, let's welcome in our next set of guests, and we would be especially remiss if we didn't call on this gentleman who knows the southeastern United States quite well, Matt Towery, the CEO of Insider Advantage, a guy who knows Georgia pretty well. Matt, Georgia had the second largest number of delegates tonight on the Republican side, 76, and Donald Trump got a big win there. Your take on Trump, Cruz, Rubio, and how the night went so far, how it's gone so far.
Well, let me just address not only Georgia, but the South in general. Polling for the Fox affiliates in various states, we saw Trump emerging as the leader of most of those states. He held that lead. He actually outperformed the polling numbers in Georgia. He came into the 40 percentile range. I think he's held there. It's a real battle between Cruz and Rubio. Our last Opinion Savvy poll showed Rubio and Cruz just deadlocked, and that's exactly where they are. Might also add that that same Opinion Savvy poll for Texas showed Donald Trump losing to Cruz. And I want to springboard off of that real quickly because Cruz now is going to make the argument, as you well know, JD, that he is the person who can carry the true Republican states, or the most states. And the Rubio, he can claim Minnesota because apparently that's gone his direction. But he's going to claim this is a two-person race. And let me just add this. Donald Trump wants it to be that way because he knows that there's one state Ted Cruz can't win, and that's the state of Florida. He polls terribly there. There are no evangelicals, or there's some in the panhandle, the northern part of the state. But in general, it's going to be, if he can frame it up as Cruz versus Trump, and then Trump survived Michigan at all, then he's on his way to cruising through Florida because Rubio's not polling well there at all.
And we should also point out that we're joined here again by Payton, a writer for The Federalist from Newsmax, Washington, and from Newsmax, New York, the host of the eponymously named Steve Malzberg show. It's our friend Steve Malzberg, who we see weeknights at 7 o'clock Eastern. Bree, let me get back to you. Is there a case for Cruz and the two-man race, or is it that briar patch that Matt talked about vis-a-vis Florida that Trump very much would like to have?
Yeah, I think definitely making it a two-man race isn't the smartest thing right now for kind of more the establishment wing of the Republican Party. I think if the establishment wing of the party wants to beat Trump, I think it's good for them to, like I said earlier, I think it's good for them to have both Cruz and Rubio stay in the race because Rubio does really well hitting Trump where it hurts him in the past couple of days. And so I think that that really does a lot of damage to Trump and has kind of unrattled him, and we've seen him kind of, rattled a bit. So I think that definitely will help Ted Cruz in the long run, for now anyway.
Steve Malzberg, let me turn to you. Earlier tonight you said, hey, Ted Cruz, a great guy, strong conservative, absolutely unelectable. Let's drill down on that for a little while. What makes you say such a thing, Steve?
I don't think he's likable. I don't think he comes across likable. He's a brilliant man. He's extremely intelligent. He's staunchly conservative. He'd make a great Supreme Court justice. Probably can't win a debate one-on-one over an issue against him. I don't mean a presidential debate, but I just think he's unlikable. And I don't think he's going to take advantage of Hillary's flaws. She's unlikable. He's unlikable, and I just don't think he could win. Plain and simple. And I disagree with Bree on this. I think it helps Trump to keep Rubio and Cruz in the race as long as possible. They're divided. If one of them are out, then I think a lot of the votes of the other is going to go to the one who's left. I think Trump enjoys what's going on now, and I think that the longer it stays that way, the more it benefits him.
Well, Bree, since your name was mentioned, 20 seconds to respond to Steve.
Sure. So I think the best strategy going forward to defeat Trump is to steal away as many delegates from him as possible. And so I think that for now looks like it's better suited for both Cruz and Rubio to stay in the race. I think that will steal more delegates away from Trump than kind of having a unity ticket or forcing one to drop out or things like that.
Payton, we thank you for joining us tonight from Newsmax, Washington. Matt Towery has some more thoughts he's just dying to share with us, and that's not literally speaking, but he's excited about offering that. And we're going to get to him on the other side of the break as we continue our coverage of Super Tuesday 2016. There's more ahead as we head for midnight on the East Coast, right here from Newsmax TV.